If you own an e-commerce brand, you know that SMS marketing is a must-have. But most e-com brand owners are doing SMS marketing wrong. A lot of brands use it just to blast out a bunch of coupons, which usually just eats up your profit margins without turning a one-time buyer into a long-term customer. And if you do own an e-com brand, you know that lifetime value is the most important metric for your business. In this video, I'm going to give you the exact SMS strategy that we use for our clients to generate predictable revenue month after month. First, I'm going to break down the exact automated flows that we use to capture the revenue. Then I'm going to walk you through our optimization framework to increase revenue predictability week after week. And finally, I'm going to give you an actionable step that you can take right now to see how much money your brand is leaking by not having an optimized retention system. And then we're gonna fix it. That is where you're losing all your money. You can see conversion rates as high as 58%. All of these flows get you revenue while you're sitting your butt on a beach in Cancun drinking a Mai Tai. Let's get to the video. All right, so make a bunch of money with SMS. That is the goal. That's what we wanna do. So how do we do that? Before we go over the flows and the optimization framework and all the good stuff to fix it, first I wanna go over the things that everyone is doing wrong. Because it's important to know what you're doing wrong before you can even fix anything. You need to know what the problem is before you find the solution. So some of the most common things that most brands get wrong. If you're running a Shopify store that's making anywhere between $20,000 to $100,000 a month, you've likely outgrown the basics, but you're probably still stuck or trapped in what we call a technical mess. And a lot of people think that the technical side of things aren't as important, but they are wrong, because in terms of retention marketing, the technical side of things is arguably the most important part of all of it. The majority of the money that's leaking from your retention system is in one of these three things on the screen right here. You're either suffering from clavio bill shock, you're leaving money on the table from another way we're about to go over, or you have what we call system fragmentation. So what is the clavio bill shock? Well, the clavio bill shock is just a fancy way of saying that you're paying Klaviyo too much money when you don't need to be doing that. And the reason why that's happening is because your list is full of dead weight people that are never gonna make a purchase and people that aren't even gonna engage with your brand. And the problem with that is if they're on your list, you are paying for them. So you're paying for somebody that is never gonna benefit you in any type of way. And so the clavio bill shock is something that majority of brand owners suffer from, but they don't even know they're suffering from it. So in the end of the video, when I give you guys an action item, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to check if you're suffering from this and how to fix it. The second biggest thing that most brands get wrong, it's kind of vague right here, leaving money on the table. The reason I made it vague is because I'm gonna explain it for you. We have a little drop down here that says ignoring existing interested customers. Basically what this means is the majority of people in the e-commerce space focus so heavily on ads, they focus so heavily on getting cold audiences to their website and making a purchase. But the problem with that is if you know the rule of 7, it often takes a customer 7 times to see a product or a brand before they actually make a purchase. And it's also why people are leaving so much money on the table. If you aren't using SMS systems to automatically follow up to the customer for you, then that is where you're losing all your money, or really leaving the money on the table, which causes you to lose that money. Now, system fragmentation is the third biggest thing that most brands get wrong. And the reason why is because a lot of people don't even know what it is. If your Shopify store is doing over $20,000 a month, there's a pretty good chance that you use Shopify apps, integrations, and stuff like that. And this is where the system fragmentation comes into part, because most brand owners, they have a bunch of different apps, they have a bunch of different integrations, but they aren't integrated with each other. And if you do this, this makes it impossible to keep your brand looking and sounding consistent to the customer, which absolutely kills your conversion rates because, as you probably know, trust is one of the most important things to getting a customer to buy on your website. So the question you're probably asking yourself now is, how do we fix these issues? You need to set up a system that works while you sleep, and that's what we call a retention engine. So right now, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 biggest flows that we use for SMS, and these are the most impactful flows for SMS, so pay attention. All right, so arguably the most important flow in terms of retention marketing in general, whether it be email marketing or SMS marketing, the welcome series flow is crucial to have for your brand. So I'm gonna walk you guys through right now exactly how your SMS flow should look, and I'm gonna give you the exact copy, I'm gonna give you the exact messaging, I'm gonna give you everything. So the trigger for the welcome series, I don't have it here, but anytime somebody signs up to your SMS list, that is what's gonna trigger the welcome series, whether it be through a pop-up, whether it be through they checked out through your store at some point, however it might be that they signed up to your SMS list, that that is what is going to trigger the welcome series flow. So as soon as they sign up to your SMS list, this is the first message that's going to be sent to them, and this should be immediately. This should be instantaneous as soon as they sign up to your SMS list. So for the first message, you can go about it one of two different ways. This is the way that I always recommend if possible. I'm going to explain in a second. This first message, we are not giving a discount code. Now, obviously, if they sign up through a pop-up form and you are promising them a discount code to sign up to your SMS list, give them a discount code in that first message. However, the way that I recommend doing it, that I'm currently doing for all of my clients, in your sign-up form, you definitely want a multi-step, right? You want an email to be the first thing that they see. That's where you're saying, if you sign up to the email, get a discount. Once they submit, the SMS thing's gonna pop up. The copy can be something like to get tips, early drops, and perks, whatever. But if possible, run that for as long as you can. If your submit rate for your SMS sucks, then you can throw a discount in there. But it's very important that if you can get people to sign up to your SMS without giving a discount, that is great, because that builds not a low intent buyer, but somebody who is actually gonna be interested in your brand and gonna stay in the ecosystem for a long time, which is what we want. And usually how it works is on that sign up form, if they did sign up to email marketing, the second page is gonna be SMS, and they're just gonna throw their number in just because they already did for email. But if you don't do that successfully, if your submit rate on your SMS sucks, that's okay. For your first message, you're gonna wanna do something like, hey, welcome to the brand, here's your discount, and that's it. And then the second message is where you can actually hook the customer and to get them to keep coming back to buy over and over again in the future by just putting them into your ecosystem. But for the sake of the video, if you do it correctly, the sign up form where you don't offer a discount on the SMS sign up, this is how your message is going to look like. So for message number one, hey, first name, welcome to brand. We make value prop. This value prop is obviously going to depend on your brand. If you're an apparel brand, you can say, we make top of the line premium comfort with 100% cotton. Try to keep it short because you obviously don't want to use too much SMS credits to where you're just throwing away money. You can make a good welcome flow with each SMS message just using one credit. So just try to do that as much as possible. If you're a health and wellness supplement brand, you can say supplements designed to boost your focus and productivity or whatever it might be. That the value prop is where the unique value proposition of your product is going to go, or just your brand in general. Okay, then the next thing you're gonna wanna say is get tips, early drops, plus perks, browse our best sellers. And that's when the short link for, a link to your website, your bestseller page is gonna go. So after that first message goes out, did they make a purchase? If they didn't, you're gonna wait 2 to 3 days and then you're gonna send message number 2. If they did make a purchase, you're going to end the welcome series for that customer. We don't wanna send unnecessary SMS text messages. It's gonna spam them. They're gonna possibly unsubscribe, and we won't be able to keep that customer in the ecosystem, so it's important end it after they make a purchase. But in the event that they don't, like I said, wait 2 to 3 days. This is gonna be your second message. Why brand name? Why choose us? That's basically saying, but why brand name? Now for the differentiator, that is self-explanatory. What is the difference maker that your brand, why do they want to buy from you? Now this isn't necessarily a value proposition, but it kind of goes under the same category. What's the difference? Why is your brand better? That is what's going to go in this part right here. Get creative. It's very important. Again, as little as characters as possible. Then the next thing is see how we solve the problem that your product is solving or your brand is solving with real results. And then you're gonna drop the link to your store. Keep in mind, when you're doing a short link, when you're sending someone to your website, try not to send them to the homepage. That's the last place that we wanna send them to the homepage because that causes more friction for the customer to go and put something in their cart. We want as little amount of steps as possible for a customer to make a purchase. So the best place to send somebody is the product page, if applicable. Second best place to send them, best sellers or just shop all categories, something along that line. Again, did they make a purchase? No. If they didn't, wait 2 to 4 days. And then message number 3, this is where we're gonna add a little bit of urgency, okay? Now for message number 3, the testimonial snippet, this is definitely optional. It is recommended if you can do it because testimonials, again, customer trust is everything. It's very important to have it, but at the same time, this can drive your SMS prices high. So if you do skip the testimonial snippet, it's no big deal. Just offer the discount, say it's a welcome perk, and it ends in 48 hours. Build that urgency, build the FOMO, and then obviously claim now with a short link to the product page or the collections page. Now, did they make a purchase? If they did not, we wait another 2 to 3 days. And again, if they did, end the flow. Now, message number 4, this is your last call. Your welcome offer ends tonight. Don't miss your favorite pick. Obviously, switch the messaging around based on your brand. If you're a gym brand, don't do fave unless it's like a women's gym brand for obvious reasons. And then obviously throw on the product link. And then that is going to be the last message. It's the last call. If they make a purchase, great. If they don't, no worries, you'll get them on another flow. So that is the SMS welcome flow. Get as close as humanly possible to what we have on this Miro board, it will benefit you and your brand tremendously. So the next flow that we're gonna go over is the abandoned cart, which is arguably the second most important flow. Some people claim it could be the first. And real quick, something that I forgot to mention with the welcome flow as to why it's so important. On average, on a clicked session, you can see conversion rates as high as 58%. That's a high conversion rate. So welcome flow, very important. Do it. Copy exactly what we have right here. It's gonna work really well for you and your brand. But back to the abandoned cart flow. The reason why some people argue that it is the most important flow is because on average, this can recover about 15% of your total lost sales if you have a strong flow, which I'm about to show you right now. So message number one. Now, obviously the abandoned cart flow, the trigger for the abandoned cart flow is if somebody had something in their cart and they didn't complete that purchase. They didn't proceed to checkout. That's when the abandoned cart flow would trigger. This message is gonna be sent shortly after they abandon their cart. We wanna catch them when they're already in that buyer's mindset. So anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes is the ideal time slot. Message number one, you left item name in your cart. Finish the checkout in seconds and obviously provide that cart link. Now, did they make a purchase? If they did not, wait 5 to 7 hours. Oh, and obviously if they did make a purchase, again, end the abandoned cart. But if they didn't, so message number two, still deciding, free shipping over your threshold, easy returns, 5K plus 5-star reviews. Any questions? Reply here with the cart link. Now, obviously, the questions, the reply here, it's gonna send them straight to their cart. That is not on accident. If they had interest in the product, which led them to have questions and they're wanting to find their questions, that means they already have a little bit of intent to buy that product. So send them straight to the cart. And if they wanna find more questions, then they can go off the page and go to their FAQs or more in the product description, or they can send you a message. But the point is that doesn't matter. We're here to collect the money from them. And obviously, depending on your brand, switch this copy around, but this is the idea of the message that you want to put together. So again, did they make a purchase? If they did not, wait 12 to 16 hours and then message number 3 is going to come out. And again, same concept as the welcome flow. Here's the 10% off to help. Use code, whatever you want to do your code. And then you're going to finish it with your item name of the item is waiting. And then again, put the link to the cart right after that. After message number 3, did they make a purchase? If they did not, wait 24 hours. Message number 4 is going to come. Again, same thing as the fourth message in the welcome flow. Your cart expires soon with a little clock. Build the urgency. Sometimes emojis cost extra SMS credits, so if you don't want to do that, that's fine. The emojis are optional. It does help the customer to see visually, and it does pique more curiosity, and it obviously catches their eyes more. But if you don't want to do emojis, that's fine. But FOMO, items may sell out. Last chance to order, cart link. Send them to the cart. And then that is going to be the end of the abandoned cart. The third and final of the big 3 is the browse abandonment. And this is going to be triggered whenever somebody is on a specific product and then they leave the page, they leave the website. So the time delay is going to be similar as the abandoned cart. You're going to want it anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes, so a little bit longer than the abandoned cart, but still catching that customer in that buyer's mindset. So message number 1, we saw you checking out. Category if possible. If you have multiple different products that have different categories, use this. If you only have one product or a few products and they're not broken into categories, don't worry. Just say we saw you checking out product link at brand. But if you do have it broken into categories, do this. This is highly recommended. Saw you checking out category at brand. Here's what caught your eye, and then link them to the specific product that they were looking at. And then obviously, did they make a purchase? Same as the other flows. If they did, end it. If they didn't, wait 8 to 12 hours and then message number 2 is gonna come. So message number 2, other customers also love these category picks, shop our best sellers plus similar styles, give them a collection link. Because obviously if that first message didn't catch their eye on that specific product they were looking at, send them to the collection of that specific product. So it could be the category of whatever they were looking at, but use the collection of whatever that product is in. And if they still didn't make a purchase after that, message number 3, ready to try it? Take blank % off or free shipping over your threshold. Use the code, whatever you want your code to be, and then give them the link to the specific product that they were looking at in the first message. So that is the browse abandonment, and that is going to be the 3 biggest flows in SMS. There are obviously other SMS flows that are also important to have for your brand, but if you can get these 3 ones dialed in, this is going to help your brand tremendously. But here's the thing, when the system is built, is your job done? No, it is not. So now I'm going to show you our optimization framework, the exact framework that we use to improve these flows week after week. Because once the system is built, you have to manage it by the numbers so your growth becomes, a formula and not you just guessing. I am realizing that I forgot to show you this. Just a quick breakdown on each of the flows. Welcome series, like I said, 58% conversion rate on click sessions, revenue while you sleep. That's what all of them do. Then browse abandonment targets the window shoppers, abandoned cart recovers 15% of lost sales. So kind of already touched on all those, but the big thing to note here is that all of these flows get you revenue while you're sleeping or while you're sitting your butt on a beach in Cancun drinking a Mai Tai. So moving right along, the optimization framework. So the first thing that we're gonna look at right here, revenue per recipient. In terms of managing your flows and managing your campaigns and managing everything internally in your retention system, revenue per recipient is the most important KPI or metric that you can look at. So this is always the metric that we first look at in order to judge if a flow is doing good or bad. Now, of course, other metrics do play a part as well, but the RPR is the most important one. So pay heavily attention to that and a little bit of attention to all the other metrics as well. The sweet spot for RPR is every time you send a message, you really want to get 20 to 70 cents back, at least. Now, realistically, we do want to see that number hit $1 or more, but 20 to 70 cents is really a good starting point and a good benchmark as to seeing if your flow is doing good or bad. If you're consistently below 20 to 70 cents, the reason why that's happening is one of two things usually. One, your offer sucks, or your timing is bad. So fix those things, run A/B tests, which we're gonna go over in a second. Run A/B tests on fixing those two things, whether it be offer or timing. You gotta figure that out. But usually those are the two main issues that you're seeing if your revenue per recipient isn't hitting this benchmark. Now, moving right along to the A/B testing, this is everything. And the reason why is because I can give you guys all of the systems, I can give you guys everything. Because the thing is everything that I'm giving you is a framework. Now, this framework is killer and it will work, but at the same time, in order for it to work effectively, that's where the managing and the optimization comes in. Because at the end of the day, what you are saying and what you really want to be saying, it depends on the audience. It depends on who the people in your ecosystem are. Because when we A/B test, we really get to figure out who that audience is and what resonates with them the best. So in simple terms, when you run these A/B tests, every week is really what you should be doing. You keep the winners and you cut the losers. Now, moving along to another very crucial metric, your click-through rate. For click-through rate, the benchmark is anywhere from 8 to 15%. Really, you want to get that higher, but again, benchmark 8 to 15%. The reason why is because if people aren't clicking, that means your messaging isn't resonating with that customer. So that's when you go back, you A/B test, whether it be your hook, whether it be your copy, whether it be whatever it might be, A/B test to fix it. So now that you have the exact flow framework that we use for all of our clients, and you know a little bit about what we do in terms of optimization, I'm gonna give you a simple action item step that you can take to see if you're overpaying in software fees. So to do that, we're gonna slide over this little simple drop down. What I want you to do, log on to your Klaviyo or whatever software you're using for your retention marketing. Go ahead and look at your total profiles versus your active subscribers. Now, to do this, you need to go into whatever software you're using, create a segment that is something like, in the last 90 days, how many people have opened a text message or an email if you're doing this for email marketing. Now, whatever that number is, for example, if it's 5,000, and you have a total profile count of 50,000, then obviously that's gonna be an issue. And that's when you know you're suffering from what we call is profile bloat. You're essentially paying a hidden tax to your software provider for dead data that you don't need and you don't want. Simply cleaning those unengaged profiles can save anywhere from 20 to 40% on software cost. So very important that you guys do this. And the thing is 20 to 40% of $1,000 a month might not seem like a lot, but that is $200 to $400 every month that you're throwing out the window for literally no reason, and you're actually killing your deliverability in the process, which is even worse than wasting money. If you follow this exact framework that I showed you today, the result, you have a profitable retention system. And what comes with a profitable retention system, it's very nice. You're a lot less stressed relying on just your ads. You're a lot less stressed trying to get a bunch of new customers. Instead, you can use all of the customers that you already have in your brand's ecosystem, and you're not paying to acquire those customers because you already own them. You already have them on your list. If you want me to take a look at your data personally, in the link in the description below, we have a free retention audit. And on that call, I'm gonna break down everything in your retention system for you. You'll walk away from the call knowing what's not good, and you'll walk away from the call knowing what you're doing good. And in the end, if it's a good fit to work together, we can talk more about that. We have a double or nothing guarantee going on right now for a limited time, meaning we'll double whatever money you put into the service, or we'll give it all back. No questions asked, full refund. And if you're not quite ready for that yet, no worries, no pressure. I hope you got some good value from this video. Please use everything in this video. It will help you and your brand tremendously. Stay tuned for more tips on building a real retention asset. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.